We're back. Our highlights can sometimes be very entertaining.
To us, at least. I literally thought, am I the one throwing all this bad juju out there? But I go back to that Robin Williams thing, you never know what someone else is going through.
Well, you know what? Karma's real.
I learned a long time ago, I'm not doing it to invest in people that aren't worth investing in. I mean, it's just one of those things in human nature where everybody thinks they're right. Well, I'm right.
It's not me. It's not me. You had it right the first time. I was wrong.
Yeah. Wow. Well, there is a first time for everything.
Totally wrong. You got it right. I cried at senior night this year.
Mr. Rogers, Bob Ross, and the Crocodile Hunter. Talk about good karma and good juju.
Oh, I miss Mr. Rogers.
I don't, but he's nostalgic. My homies pour a little liquor for those guys.
Welcome to the Mr&Mrs. Inglis Podcast. I'm Megan.
And I'm Shaen. We're here to talk about the wild ride of raising kids, growing careers, and keeping life together in the middle of all the chaos.
So buckle up, because we're all in this crazy journey together.
All right, well, here we are.
We're back.
We're back. Just when you thought you got rid of us.
I know. People are probably like, woof, they're finally done.
Yeah, I missed their highlights.
Our highlights can sometimes be very entertaining.
To us, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely for us.
You do a good job of cutting them to make us sound funny.
I don't spend any time, but when we first started doing it, I actually spent a lot of time trying to cut them and get them right. And, I'd rearrange them sometimes.
Yeah.
And it took way too long. So now it's just, boom, here it is. I mean, every now and then I'll rearrange something just because it has a better kick there.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
The comedic genius that is Mr. and Mrs.
That's right. I was laughing. I was telling Megan about it, I don't know, a couple days ago, but I don't ever read comments ever on either one of the podcasts or anything social media. Even like personal, very rarely do I read comments, mainly because there's a lot of time involved in that. And secondly, sometimes, I'm sure most comments are good, right?
Yes,
especially on the personal side.
On the personal side, if you're going to take time to comment, you comment something good.
Yeah, normally.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works in the real world, like on YouTube and stuff like that. I was telling Megan that somebody had commented on our on the Mr&Mrs. podcast saying, like, you guys have been at this for a year now. It might be time to hang it up.
Yeah.
And then, we stopped doing them for about 3 weeks, so.
Yeah.
Not because of that person in their
No.
in their negativity, just to throw it out there for no good reason.
Right. We don't know who this person is.
Yeah. And I really wanted to just reply back to that person, but I would never do it because I'm not going to get in a tit for tat. But just be like, you know what? Appreciate you just throwing negative juju out there into the world and the cosmos. We do this for our friends and family. We don't do this because we think we're going to get 1 million followers.
Right.
If we did, I would start spending money on, SES stuff, and I would have to try to push money into advertising. I'd spend money on trying to get it in front of people.
Right. But we don't.
I've not spent a penny. No, the people that want to see this.
That's exactly right.
I'm sorry this person happened to come across it in your feed. But I am happy to know that there are just such miserable people out there that they couldn't just let it go. You know what I mean?
I know. I don't know. I have never. I'll be interested to hear you. Have you ever just made a negative comment or left a negative review just cause? Like you took the time to actually leave something negative? No,
but that happened, and then the next day, 2 things happened like in a row. Mm-hmm. While I was out, where I was like, it made me question, like, am I throwing out negative juju, where this negative karma, is coming back at me? And I honestly don't think I am. But let me tell you the 2 things that happened real quick.
Yeah.
The first one was I went to Staples because I had to print out these big, I had to print out big blueprints there.
Right.
And the second time I've done it, and the lady there is just horrible. I mean, I'm sure she's a nice person, but she's terrible at her job. She's so frustrated that I'm there to pick something up.
Oh,
I'm just ruining her day because she's so busy. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, and then she couldn't find it, of course. And she's like, well, where's your, we emailed you a confirmation number. I'm like, no, you didn't. You actually texted me one, but I deleted the text because it just said it was ready. Maybe there was a confirmation. I was like, can you not look it up on my phone number? Because you texted me.
Right.
We wouldn't have texted you. I promise you, you texted me. We would have emailed you. I'm like, can you not just look it up on my phone number or my last name? I was like, do you have a lot of blueprints back there? And she's like, yes. Like, I know she doesn't. I can see her whole workspace. There might have been 3 blueprints in the back. One of them being mine, because they're big rolled up papers. You know what I mean?
You cannot miss this.
So I was like, well, would you mind just checking again? Because I noticed when I said my name, you didn't ask how to spell it. And if you didn't do that, you probably looked under E's. And it's with an I. And she did not like that. She was so mad that I said that.
What?
Anyways, she went back. She stormed off. Didn't even say a word to me. So I'm like, I don't know if she's done with me. I don't know if I'm, like, what's going on? Like,
wow.
You know what I mean? I don't know what's happening. She comes back and she's like, well, they buried it for me. So I found it. It was buried. I'm like, really? It was buried? Anyways, all this negativity just thrown at me. Like, I'm sorry. I'm literally just picking up something I already paid for.
I just want to pick up something I paid for.
Same lady that when I dropped it off and I had it on a thumb drive was so frustrated that I had it on a thumb drive. Oh. She's like, you can't just email this to me? I'm like, I have it on a thumb drive because I was actually hoping you might be able to print it out for me. And she's like, oh, it'll be ready maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight. She was so mad at me. The same lady. Anyways, at the end, I was like, this is my second time here doing this. I was like, and it's been very frustrating both times. Like, I probably won't come back. And in her mind, she's like, I don't care. So I was thinking, is that negative juju? A. Then I'm walking out, and then I'll let you kind of get into this. You can be my my psychiatrist on this one. But then I'm walking out of Staples.
Yeah.
And I literally am trying to be nice. Some lady, is driving. So you step off, you have to cross the street to get to the parking spot.
Sure.
It's like they always are.
Yeah.
Right? Some guy was ahead of me. He was way ahead of this lady in a BMW SUV. So she didn't have to slow down for him. But she was, I think maybe in her mind, she's like, I'm going to slow down for the second guy, who's me.
You.
Right? But I'd already done all the calculations in my head. She could just keep on driving by, and I'll just pivot a little bit to the right, and I'll walk behind her car.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So she doesn't have to stop for me.
Right.
I'm trying to, not be inconvenient for her, right? Yeah. In fact, so much so I can see she's struggling with the fact that I've now pivoted towards her, still on the sidewalk, mind you.
Yeah.
And she's coming towards me. And I could see she was, a little worried about that. So I kind of just waved her on, go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was mad at me, but she was gesturing and making mad faces at me inside her car, so exasperated at me. And I was like, well, this is right after the lady that had the problem with me picking up my thing. And I'm like, I literally thought, am I the one throwing all this bad juju out there? I didn't throw attitude at it. Where am I throwing this attitude that I'm getting it back?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is insane. Especially, we all kind of do that. Someone even did that to me today, right? They had the right of way, but they wanted me to go. And so they kind of just motioned and you're like, okay. That is a very common thing if, just to communicate with people kind of what your plan is. If you're like, hey, you can go. Okay, awesome.
All the time.
Thank you.
It's not like I'm flipping them off you go then. You know what I mean?
Right.
I could have really been mean, but it's usually oh, you go ahead. You smile at them go ahead, because that's what you do to people. It's that's what you do when you're in public.
That's what you do. Now, the lady at Staples, I think that she is very unhappy in her job, and there's probably something going on that is a lot bigger than your order of blueprints.
It goes back to Robin, but she was like that. I've seen her 3 times now.
So this is her natural state.
So she's been having a tough month and a half. But I go back to that Robin Williams thing, you never know what someone else is going through.
Right.
So I try not to judge people on that, but it just happened 3 or 4 times in one day. I don't remember what the first thing we were talking about is here, but this negative juju coming at me, and I'm like, whoa, I did not throw... I honestly don't think I go into life, and maybe there's people that are like, oh, that's not true, Shaen. You're the most negative person I know. But I don't think I am. No. Now, within our family, I can definitely complain, right?
You can, but so can I. I mean,
But I don't think people that know me in the stands or on the soccer
No.
fields, I don't think they're like,
I
I don't
would.
think they're like, oh yeah, Sean's always throwing negative karma out there, negative juju. Like he's gonna get it coming to him.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, and it just because the other one may have been, and it still irks our daughter because she was riding scooters with her friends through a neighborhood just at the end of our street, and they got off the path. They saw a turtle, and so they got off the path to like help this turtle into this little stream, right? There's this little stream going through. And there was a lady who started yelling at them. You're trespassing. You're on private property.
Yeah.
First of all, there is no sign that says private property. So, I mean, keep in mind, we have very young teenage, tween type girls, like at 11 a.m. So this isn't like in the evening, no spray paint, like doing nothing other than helping a turtle into the water, which, okay, who knows if the turtle wanted to go in the water, but in their minds, that turtle needed help. Anyway, she just started screaming at them, and they're like, yes, ma'am, and they got on their scooters and started scootering away, and they were in such a hurry that actually one of the girls fell and really hurt herself.
Yeah.
And this woman has her camera on her phone and is like, you're on camera, and starts yelling at them and chasing them. And I was like,
Yep.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these 3 young girls are not vandalizing your property. Like, they probably didn't know. Like, why wouldn't you just give them the benefit of the doubt? Like, why is this person so angry and so upset? I didn't get it, but I did tell our daughter, I was like, well, you know what? Karma's real. Like, I have no idea what's going on in that woman's life.
Yeah.
That she needed to be a Karen and completely literally chase after 3 young girls on a scooter.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you told that one because that was one of the ones that happened too. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I did throw some shade on that because I think I know where the lady was because I run that way.
Yeah.
I don't run the way they were, but I kind of connect with it at the very end of that. And there was a lady right there, which is where I think it happened, who was outside of her gate. And there's a little bit more to that story because the way so picture a neighborhood, all the houses back to one another, right? So backyard to backyard. Okay. However, between those backyards, there's a drainage like river, right? It might get at the biggest point, it's like 10 feet wide. Some places it's 5 feet wide. Yeah. They had just done some work on it because it was eroding. So they were doing some work, but those backyards go together in there. So it's a big green area there, right? So really most of them have fences that stop well before that, like 20 feet before that.
Yeah.
And then there's a sidewalk, a walking, jogging path, a wide 5-foot sidewalk that goes all the way between there.
Yep.
Off of the public sidewalks. Now, the only caveat I would have given that lady was the fact that sidewalk that they're on right there, it does say posted it's for HOA residents only.
Yeah.
And I don't know the law, because I believe regular sidewalks are public. But because that was not a sidewalk that was next to a public street.
Right.
You know what I mean? That might have been private. How she knew that they weren't in that, from that neighborhood, I don't know that.
I mean,
right?
we're in that neighborhood all the time.
All the time. And
because we live right next to
people in
it.
the neighborhood all the time, the guy that walks there, because I run there every day, almost every other day at least. I know all the people that are there. And there's people there fishing all the time in their pond that aren't from there. Because I see them literally drive into the neighborhood in their car.
Right.
Park it, get out with all their stuff. Now, if you lived in that neighborhood, you just walk
You just
down
walk there. Yeah.
So the fact that she attacked our children that way, with them not doing anything, I mean, like they look like little girls still.
They do.
It'd be one thing if they were like, and I saw how they were dressed that day and stuff like that. It's not like they were, it's not like they had chains and, know, baggy pants and had goth makeup on and stuff like that. They're just little girls riding scooters.
With helmets, by the way. So, clearly they are responsible enough to be wearing helmets.
So I did run by that lady later that day because I was kind of on the lookout for her. And she smiled at me, kind of. I think she was, she was getting to wave at me. Mm-hmm. And I looked away kind of just as she was starting to wave. And it took a lot in me to do it and not give this smile because I think I'm a friendly person.
Right.
Right. Now, rub me the wrong way. And I'm happy to label you and leave you behind.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to do what I can to destroy you.
Right.
But I learned a long time ago, I'm not doing to invest in people that aren't worth investing in.
Right. If they're not going to invest anything in
Right.
you and only put negativity in your life, like, okay, you're in your spot.
And
like
so that
you-
lady
you
was
do
like
you.
that, I
Yeah.
think. But even today on my run, I was thinking of what I would say to that lady.
Yeah.
Like, did you happen to like chase 3 little girls on their scooters down last week?
Right.
I was like, that one of those was my daughter. One of them actually fell and actually injured their knee.
Pretty badly.
Pretty badly. Because you were chasing 3 13-year-old children who were just looking at a turtle
Right.
off a sidewalk which is a green space in your neighborhood.
Right. And I mean, they would have no idea
They don't
the
know
nuances.
private property.
Like,
yeah. Give me a
I mean, they didn't hop a fence into someone's yard. They know better than that, but it's an open green space that if you know, I guess that it's owned.
Right.
But a young
Good point. At that age, I remember hopping people's fences, and they'd be like, "Get out of my backyard," because I'd be like hopping here.
Right.
There are times where I would walk. You know how on
You would
fences,
hop over fences into people's yard?
to get through their yard to another one. Sometimes I would do that. Yeah. There was times I would hop a fence, and I wouldn't even go into their backyard. I would walk on the top plank, like a balance beam. You know how they have that top wood plank all the way across the wood fences? I would just walk the whole length on top of that. So it's like I wasn't even in their yard. But, those fences weren't very strong, so sometimes they would sway a little bit. I didn't do that all the time, but when I was a kid, 5th grade, 6th grade, I didn't think twice about that. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't want me in your backyard? News to me.
Right. Like, I'm just doing me. And this, I'm smart enough to know that the fastest point or the fastest direction between two things is a direct line in between them.
A 5th grader had no idea you would be upset that I was on your grass.
Right.
You know what I mean? In your fenced-in backyard. Now I totally get it. Like, I got a kid running through my backyard right now. I'd be like, dude, what are you doing?
Right.
You know?
Exactly. But, I mean, as a child, like, are you really paying attention? And again, they weren't in someone's fenced-in yard. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
She would actually know better than that.
Yeah.
Because even still, like, if a ball goes over the fence, our children, and I like to think this is because they're good human beings, but like to them, they're like, I still feel like I should knock on my neighbor's door, even though the neighbor has said, if you put a ball over the fence, just go in the backyard and get it.
Yeah.
It's okay. But our kids are still like, I still feel bad. I feel like I should knock and let them know.
Yeah.
Right? It's the responsible thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think just like that point, and I think it's ingrained in people, and I feel like for me, that's one reason why I feel like I don't think I'm a bad person at heart, which I'd like to say I know I'm not. I'm old enough to know I don't think I'm a bad person at heart. But when I have those like uncomfortable interactions with other humans, it bothers me.
Yeah.
Like I still remember pulling out of our driveway one time in one of our bigger cars.
Yeah.
And I had to take it wide and then kind of come back, but on the right side of the road, and there was a lady walking on the right side of the road. And our road's thin, so there's not sidewalks there. You can't ride on a sidewalk. There's barely even room, honestly, for 2 cars to go side by side.
You can't go by regular speed.
Yeah, so you actually had to slow down and really get close to the side for people to go by. We just have a skinny road that we live on, and a lady was walking on it, like 3 feet into it. And if you're 3 feet into it, you're 2 feet from the middle of it.
Right.
On our street.
It
right?
is a small road, yeah.
And so I just pulled out. I had just pulled out, which I had to take a wide turn because it's a wide van.
Right.
And I'm pulling back towards the middle there, and she is like yelling at me from the street, like I'm going to hit her. And I'm like motioning to her like, I didn't hit you, lady, and I'm still 20 feet from you. What are you mad about? And I'm still actively moving over. She was so mad at me. I've not seen her walk on our street since then. Maybe she does. But I felt bad because it was like she immediately was so mad at me.
Right.
And I was gesturing at her like, what? I didn't hit you, and I'm 20 feet from you still. And you're like cussing me out. And you just saw where I came out of, so you know where I live.
Right.
Which makes it even more uncomfortable because it's like now you think the guy that lives in that house is a jerk.
Right.
It's like, I'm not, you overreacted.
Right. I saw you. I was being safe. Like,
it's just one of those things in human nature where everybody thinks they're right.
yes.
You know what I mean? And that's where I don't want to be the person that's naive like other people are sometimes, thinking all the time like, well, I'm right. Because there's been plenty of times I have been wrong. And like, if I am, I usually try to apologize
Yeah.
in a situation like that. But I rarely am I trying to be offensive to somebody.
Right. No, you don't look for reasons to be offended at people.
Yeah.
And you actually, honestly, if this is not you, if humans, maybe this is just me, are in the right mood, you can be easily offended by just about everything. Like I could look for offenses everywhere.
For sure.
I don't.
For sure.
That really is against my nature.
Yeah.
But I truly think that I could be offended 100% of the time.
And those are the worst days.
They are.
Because it's like, you're in that mood, and it's like, everything's downhill.
Yeah.
From a getting upset perspective. Even then, though, I wouldn't take it out on another person, other on the highway, right? I'll yell at people in the car in front of me and whatnot, but
You can't, they can't hear you.
but I'm not the guy rolling down my window, giving them a thumbs up, as I drive by.
Right.
I just, I'm doing it all in the privacy of my car and for my family to hear me.
You're just teaching your kids how to yell at other kids.
But I think I brought it up once before on this, but other people I know are the same way. Like Will Arnett brought up on his podcast that if he's in a good mood when he's driving, everything's great.
Right.
Like people can cut him off and he's like, no big deal, go ahead. You got somewhere to be, I'm all good. But if he gets in that car behind the wheel and he's in a bad mood, same exact thing happens. And he's like, he loses his stuff.
Yeah.
Because he approached it from a negative perspective.
Right.
And now everything's negative.
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Like, I was tested this morning even. 6:30 in the morning I'm driving, and there is someone driving anywhere from 10 to 15 miles below the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and it's a kind of a hilly road, so I can't really go around them or anything. I'm just like, what?
Oh, you're stuck.
What are you doing? Yeah, and you're just stuck behind him. And now the line of cars, even at 6:30 in the morning, was like on my butt, obviously. And you kind of want to be like, hey guys, it's not me. It's really the person in front of me. And you want to like tell them all, it's not me. It's not me.
I do tell people. I swerve a little bit, like slowly, just so
like,
people
just
can
so they can see that there's someone in front of you. Well, once it opened up to an extra lane, they could see because I passed them going the speed limit. And I was like flying past them, going 30 miles an hour.
And that person probably had no idea.
Probably no idea. And
even though 15 cars just passed them.
Well, and I'm like pointing to every stop sign like they can actually see me. Like this person is aware enough to see the person in the car behind them. I'm like pointing to the sign and I am not a super fast driver. Yeah. You know this.
Yes.
Everyone can say this. Like, if you are going the speed limit, I am not going to get mad at you. I'm not.
I am.
You might. But you know what? That's not something I get mad at. That's my threshold of like, you're at least going the speed limit, whatever. I want to go faster, but it's fine. But this, I was like,
yeah.
Dude, you're going 15 for a long time.
But that got you mad, though, off the bat? Or were you able to recover from that? Because that's the other part of it. You got to be able to recover from things, especially driving.
I was. It was still too early that I didn't let that set my mood.
Didn't help that it was your first back-to-work day. Back in the office day.
Yeah.
After we've all been home for COVID for 5 years.
Yeah. So it's like it just set the tone for the day. I was like, oh. But whatever. Yes. You can always look, I guess, to that point. Like you can always look for the offense there.
Yeah.
It's too easy, and I wish it wasn't.
Well, it's like I said to the kids this weekend, like we are a go-go family. Everybody knows that. We're high-strung. We just constantly have somewhere to be. There's never downtime, and when there is, we crash. We don't do anything. We crash, and the family crashes. But because of that, there's a lot of times there's just a lot of intensity in the house.
Oh, yeah.
We had this discussion this week where it's like, kids, I know we're intense in this house. I know we have no time in this house. We just go. I know that. But the way you guys are all interacting right now is just creating more stress.
Yeah.
I was like, and I get it. Mom and I have taught you that way, apparently.
Right.
Right. So what we need to do now is bring down the stress. Okay. Yeah. Everybody has to bring down the stress, and I think that's it's something that I need to try to do more in everyday life. But, it's sad when it hits our household sometimes because it's like, man, have we taught the kids to be that way?
Yeah. But and part of it is, yes, I think we probably have. Part of it is that they're siblings and they argue like siblings and they get annoyed with each other like siblings. And I mean, they are really close. I think they truly do enjoy being with each other and laughing with each other, but they get annoyed and it doesn't take much. And then all of a sudden it's just downhill.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Well, I think where I was going with that was initially that, sometimes you have to, just call it out. Like, hey, you're just adding stress to the situation.
Yeah.
Like, if you're stressed out, maybe that should be something you're just working out on your own.
Yeah.
Instead of bringing us all down. And my point to that is like, I'm okay. I am at a point in my life where somebody like on the sidelines, like, hey, Shaen, you're kind of adding stress to our situation. If someone were to say that to me, I'd be like, okay, that's good to know. I'll change that because that's not ever my intent.
Right.
Or rarely is it my intent.
Right.
Like
You're at Staples.
I'm okay with that. Some people might not be okay with that. And it depends. If I come in a bad mood, I guess I probably wouldn't be okay with it.
It's all in the delivery. You actually did it really well this weekend. At one point, you looked at our daughter and you're like, do you want me to tell you something? And I think she said no, but you wanted to give her feedback and you're like, you asked if she'd be open to hearing it at that moment.
Yeah.
I don't.
She said no.
Yeah. So you're like, okay. Because it is. I think that's part of it. You have to be receptive.
But I parented her long enough that I think she knew exactly what I was going to say. Mm-hmm. I didn't even have to say it.
I didn't even have to be a part of this to know what you were going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just it was a funny situation from where I was sitting because I could like see it, but I couldn't hear any of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was down the line a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, I know what's going on.
Yeah, well, we've skipped a couple weeks because we've just been on the crazy train, going. We haven't had time to do it.
Yeah.
And I know we're disappointing that one guy. I can't remember what his handle was. By keeping it going. You're right, buddy. We should hang it up. And for you, just consider it hung up.
Just consider it hung up and scroll on by.
Yeah. I'm just going to let you do that.
Yep. Let him.
Let them. Such a great book.
Yep. I love
but
it.
we've had a lot. I mean, it's one of the reasons why it's nice to do it on a weekly basis, for me at least, is because most of the time there is so much going on in a week that we have stuff to kind of cover.
Right.
And I know we try not to be redundant with it. Redundant. I almost said redundive. We try not to be redundant with it.
Yeah.
But man, you give us 3 weeks, so much is going on.
So much. I mean, we've flown through state playoffs, Dallas Cup, a couple different track meets. I mean, it has been
Meet of Champs.
Meet of Champs. Like, it has been, like, I don't even know. We say busy, but I mean, it's flown by. And these weeks are tough because so much just required juggling with work and all the things with the kids. And I mean, there's always some of that juggling, but there was just more overlap, I feel like, between kids sports and like what would traditionally be work time. And it's exhausting.
Well, in the Dallas Cup, for once, even for me, I have a very flexible schedule because I know my boss very well. It's me. I have a flexible work schedule,
boss.
but we're out of office so much. Even for me, I'm like, my gosh, I actually have tons of work to do.
Right.
And Dallas Cup, by the way, our kids have school to do too, but Dallas Cup is a whole week of soccer games during the school week because there's teams from 50 different countries that have flown in, and they're all on vacation.
Sure.
Just playing in a soccer tournament in the United States.
Right.
It just happens to be in Dallas.
Yep.
This Dallas Cup.
Funny how that works.
And our kids, they'll go to school in the morning.
Yep.
And then to a game in the afternoon, or half of school, or take a test in the morning, and then we're going to a game.
Yep.
But for us, we got to go pick them up, and we got to take them to the game an hour early so they can warm up. And it's a half day, or if not a whole day, off.
Right.
Or 1 or 2 hours. And 1 or 2 hours, and the jobs that we do, that's not enough to do anything. That's like a weekend where it's like, I'm going to catch up on emails for an hour.
Yeah.
That's like nothing. It's just a chip away.
Right. Right.
So that's all time that's just lost, and that's difficult.
And it's difficult to get back.
It's difficult for the kids too.
School. It is. Oh yeah. Now we have kids that are behind in school, and that is hard to make up when their schedules are as busy as they are on a regular basis, to then find that time for extra homework.
And that's club ball for the younger one. The older one, he was missing school because of high school athletics, right?
Yeah.
So they were they went to Lubbock on a Monday
Tuesday.
or Tuesday for a Wednesday game.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No. They went to Lubbock on a Monday for a Tuesday game. You had it right the first time. I was wrong.
Yeah. Wow. Well, there
wrong.
is a first time for everything.
Totally wrong. You got it right.
Yeah. But that's a lot of time off to play in a game.
Yeah.
You know, which they won, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then they went, I think they made it to the regional semifinals, maybe.
They did.
Which was 2 games out of state. It was a heartbreaker because the game was close, went into overtime, 0-0.
Yep.
Two overtimes, 2 10-minute overtimes, no golden goal. And the other team scored in the first overtime. So we had like 8. We had like, I don't know. We had like 13 minutes left, in that total. So they had some time to try to, tie it up.
Right.
Unfortunately, we couldn't do it. It really kind of took the air out of our, the wind out of our sails when that happened.
Did.
But the sad part was any team could have won that. It was a toss-up game.
Yep.
And they just happened to be the ones that put the, magic, the one shot in.
One shot in.
Even though I think we outshot them in the game.
I think so.
I think we outpossessed them in the game. They're a great team, don't get me wrong.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just such a heartbreaker to win a game that you could have won.
Yep.
And
It
I don't know how many people that have played sports feel that way, but in a game like that, you almost wish you got blown out.
Yeah.
Because then your heart doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah. When it was just like it came down to that last few minutes, and it just,
Yeah.
I mean, any game that's tied 0-0 at end of regulation, like, it was a good game. It was a hard-fought game. My heart breaks for them.
But here, get this. Our oldest is halfway done with his high school soccer career now. He'll be a junior and senior now. He's done freshman and sophomore. He's halfway through. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It hurts my heart to be like, this is going so fast.
Well, and we were thinking about the seniors, right? When we were
yeah.
there, because on the varsity team, it's 9 seniors, a sophomore, which is our son, and a freshman.
Yeah.
And that's it. So like when these guys, when that final whistle blew, I mean, they all fell to the ground. I mean, that was it for them. That's the last of their high school careers. Now some are going to play college, which is great. But
Yeah. I will not. I'm just forewarning everybody, particularly you. I will be an absolute mess senior year. I will. Like, I cried at senior night this year.
yeah, you did.
I was like, okay. Like, I don't even personally know many of these kids, but I do know that they've had a big impact on our son's life.
Yeah.
And we've gotten to know a couple of the parents and stuff like that. But I mean, it was just, I was proud and I was sad and I was like all the emotions for these parents. Like,
Yeah.
because I know that it's something we're going to go through and it's going to be hard. Remember that little baby.
It will be hard, but right now we're proud. We're proud parents because in all the awards haven't come out yet, and I think there's more to come because they're waiting on the state finals to happen before they name like all state, all region, all that kind of stuff. However, our oldest did get one of the few that they have already named, and he was named all region defensive newcomer of the year.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It's just really cool.
Yeah, so congratulations. But,
yeah, it was so good.
It was well-deserved. I mean, they only let in maybe 4 or 5 goals the whole season. He was center back.
Yeah.
And the other thing that he did, too, and this is, I'm trying not to be braggadocious about this, but it's cool. Yeah. But as a sophomore on a team that started all seniors plus the other freshmen, they keep all their stats and everything, obviously. And they keep minutes as one of those. Our son had the most minutes out of anybody played in the entire team, almost by 100 minutes, I think it was in the end. I don't remember, but he was significantly in the lead. So I mean, he never came off.
He didn't.
He came off twice, I think, because of injury, and then went back on.
Yep.
But he almost never subbed out.
Yep. And he did not start senior night, which is absolutely appropriate.
Oh yeah, he lost like 23 minutes on that night.
Yeah.
Someone gained 23 minutes on him.
I know. And that, I mean.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Which was a really cool night because they started with all the seniors.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the
So
game,
cool.
Coach Bates did it really well. I'm sure he did it on purpose.
Yep.
But at
sure.
the end of the game, all the seniors were sitting. They all got, clap outs kind of. And then basically the team on the field was the next generation, next year team.
Next year team. It was really, this is maybe a little bit of overkill or whatever, but it was beautiful in my mind to just kind of see that arc and that change, happen throughout the game. Like it was very metaphorical for what is happening then. And
it was cool.
Overall, yeah.
The sad part is, and I know that's why our oldest is sad too, is because that was a really good team. And
really good.
It's just when teams, I hesitate to say it was a special team. I mean, they made it way further than last year.
Yep.
And they actually tied for the furthest that any teams made it.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so. That's what I remember.
So if they would have won that game, they would have gone further than any boys team had. And shout out to the girls team who's actually in the state championships
they
this
are.
next weekend. That's awesome. Way to go, Keller girls.
Keller girls, way to go.
That's really neat. It's a special team, right? And you hate to say it was a special team, but it was a special team to some degree. I mean, like you start going through some of those seniors individually, like I could say their names. And
Yeah.
those guys are hard to replace.
They are.
And I know that's why this was a year that they could have, like I said, they could have won that game, which means they could have gone to that next one.
Yeah.
Could have gone to that. You never know how far you could have gone when you're that good.
Yep.
And it's tough to get back to that level. If you're ever going to have a team that good, that's what you start thinking right after it's over.
Yep.
I know that's where our son's at. We're just being a little nervous about that. But, again, it's like, sorry, I'm talking a lot right now, but I told him when I played sports, at least, I mean, the level you get better every year is exponential at that age for the good players.
Yeah.
Right? Like the player I was as a sophomore was nothing compared to what I was as a junior. That was probably one of my biggest jumps. And then junior to senior year was a huge jump too. Maybe not as big as my sophomore to junior year. I mean, that was like a baby to like, I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a big. I mean, yeah. You're a man. You're a young man. I feel like a junior.
Yeah, but it's you're maturing in your mind, you're understanding the game more, your confidence in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with manliness other than just that confidence and maturing and just being awake to, oh, I can do this.
Right.
And having confidence to do it. And confidence is half of it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even more than half of it. So, but like last year, I think our oldest got so much confidence playing on this team. And
Totally.
And he's lucky too because there's a lot of his players play on high school teams.
Yeah.
But they're not as competitive.
Right.
Right. So he's actually playing a very competitive team. Obviously, biggest. They're 6A. They're actually the biggest.
Biggest of the bigs.
Because the way they changed it was weird this year. I'm getting too much in the weeds here, but 6A is the biggest here in Texas. Yeah. And they changed it just this last year because there's so many 6A schools that now there's 2 6A championships. And the way they split it is by attendance of the schools.
Yep.
And Keller is in the biggest one.
Biggest one.
So we were playing against all the biggest schools, which is, that's cool. That's
really cool.
That's tough to compete in.
Totally. And they are so competitive. So it was, shout out to the boys. Like it was really fun. It was fun to watch them.
They had a great season.
They did. They should be really proud.
Yeah. I'll miss them and the seniors too. Cause
I know.
I really got connected with watching the team. It was awesome.
I know. Oh my gosh. But the thing senior night, cried. I was super sad after the game. The senior sign out, 100% made me cry. Like tears actually rolling down my cheeks. I don't know how they do it, but there's like a piece of glass or something in front of the camera, and each one of the seniors comes and takes a Sharpie and signs their name. And so you just get a picture of them signing it, and it's called the senior sign out.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It made me cry.
It's about to make you cry again.
It is, just thinking about it. Like, they're just signing off for the last time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was really sad.
It was. Someone who's not signing out is our daughter. She's got a lot of time left on this. She's been nursing this thing, if you followed it on Instagram at all. Oh my gosh, we haven't talked about it much on here. And I won't go long because we're already getting to where we don't need to go much further. But she's had a quad strain that has just been a nightmare. She can't get it healthy because she's in the middle of track season.
Yeah.
And, she has track practice every day. And, for school, And then clubs.
And then
you know,
club,
She has
and
club
then-
every week, obviously, but club season actually starts up about now, right after
Like really hot and heavy after
high
right now,
school, or after junior high is kind of just finishing up. But she was in the middle of her junior high season, which is kind of her time to shine.
yeah. Right.
And she had to sit out a couple of them because she was in so much pain with it. You know, she ran a couple of them, not even close to her best time. Most of them, she won all of them until she got to. Oh no, she did lose. She lost to the same girl in one that she lost to in the meet of champs.
Yeah.
Where she got third place, where she was somewhat more healthy, but she wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't healthy yet, though. And
No.
I hate having that asterisk because I feel like when I'm putting these things out, I want people to know, like, hey, I'm proud of Isla. I'm proud of our daughter,
Right.
no matter what she does,
Right.
whether it's 55th place, third place, or first place.
Right.
Right? Proud of her no matter what. But when I know she's not healthy and she's not putting in her best times and she's a foot behind the person that probably is healthy and thinking she's beating my daughter, the competitive juices in me, I don't like excuses.
Right.
But I do just want to point out,
Yeah.
like, stay ready. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's going to come for you.
Yeah.
You get her on a healthy day, she's going to come for you.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's hopefully she gets healthy because she re-qualified for Nike Outdoor again,
Yep. So
which
that's
is huge.
exciting.
For the 100, we got to get her qualified for the 200. Hopefully, again, you have to have a time that's fast enough to even qualify to get there.
Yep.
Because they only take, 100 or something like that.
Yeah, something like
across the nation.
Yeah.
And if your time's not fast enough, you don't get in.
Yeah.
So hopefully, she's already in on the 100, which is
Yep.
awesome. That'll be fun. And then, but again, it's nice to spend all that money and go all the way up to Oregon for more than just 10 seconds of running
Right.
or 12 seconds of running, whatever it may be.
Right.
If we could add another 25 seconds
could
to it,
add the
and
25,
make
it'll be
it 35 seconds of running, that'd be great.
It'd be so worth it. It's like $100 a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, did I do that right?
I don't,
Something like that.
I don't,
Or no, $100 a second.
yeah.
There we go.
I was like, I don't know your math, but $100 a second makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. You're like, it's good. No, and it's so frustrating for her because she's so competitive. And she doesn't like to compete, not 100%. Nobody would who's competitive, right? And it's like, I want to compete. I want to go show everybody what I can do, but I can't do what I know I can do because I'm hurt.
And it's new in our household too, because to your point, she's competitive, but she also has never really had to deal with an injury like this or pain of an injury. So she doesn't know what's hurting pain, what's nagging pain, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And she's trying to stay healthy because she knows she wants, some races are more important than other ones, and then some she's forced to do because the team needs her.
Yep.
And so she was pulled a lot of different directions, and it was frustrating everybody, including in our family.
Right.
Just trying to get her to figure out well, what's important? Someone had her do the high jump, which I think started the whole thing. And it was like she was still doing it. It's like, well, is this important? We're having tearful conversations around these kind of things, and it's like, well, you're not healthy though.
Yeah.
And we're not mad at you for not being healthy, but I don't know that we're doing the right things to get healthy now. And it's just added so many more layers. And I've never been the one who's been like, oh, my parents were terrible at raising me. They had no idea what they were doing. There's different reasons why I say I struggled growing up potentially. But my point here is I know nobody's given a booklet.
No.
Right? And it's hard for everybody. And right now we're just in this 7-layer bean dip of just more and more layers of bean dip that we're trying to figure out.
I know. And every child is so different. And so what works with one doesn't work with the other, and they have different struggles, and it's just like, man, you guys, I'm mentally exhausted from trying to be a good parent.
And then agreed, because you're just trying to be so tactical about the conversations when have them. But also these last couple of weeks, because we've had all these huge state qualifying games, regional qualifying, championship games. I mean, they raise trophies for Bears for our sons' things. We got the Dallas Cup, which is an invitational only, so only the best teams are there. I mean, it's very competitive.
Yeah.
We didn't brag on that one because we played terrible and got wiped off the face of the earth. So we nothing to brag about there. Just we didn't show. The team didn't show. But that was stressful because we were trying to show. We were hoping to show.
We're hoping to, yeah.
And then we had the Meet of Champs, which is the champion. So you qualify for it, and then it's all the best sprinters, are at the Meet of Champs and from the whole district at that point. So we have all these like things, like all the like the finals. And my point is that was stressful.
That in and of itself was
as
stressful.
a parent,
yeah,
because it wasn't just like we were just enjoying watching our children, and it's not like we have expectations for them to win or else we're in trouble. It was just you want success for them so badly.
They've worked so hard, and you want them to feel that success, and you want them to feel the joy of victory. Like
when they're used to, I shouldn't say used to, but when history has suggested that you can get first place.
You can. Mm-hmm.
You can win that game.
Yeah.
You can score the winning goal.
Yeah.
Like they've all done that.
Right.
Right. I mean, our daughter's never come in worse than third in a race. Really, and that was just this last track meet.
Right.
When she wasn't healthy.
Right. Right.
It's always first or second. And it's just that one girl who is fast, and she's her nemesis right now. She's in her head. She's got to get past that girl.
Yeah.
But when you're used to winning,
yeah,
and you're going out there hurt, and it's going to crush her if she can't go out there and set a personal best and whatnot, like that's stressful.
it is, and we have to parent to that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to parent and find that balance between encouraging your child to do their best, but not putting that crown on them, right? That the heavy is the head.
That's always my joke in the house.
Crown, right? Like, because that weight is so much and they want it so bad, but at the same time, it's okay if you fail. Like, try your best. I mean, but yet, we all know you're competitive enough to know you want to eat up the competition. I mean, we had to have the conversation with her. I did. You ended up getting in on it because I wasn't getting through. He was so mad because he was catching up on homework, and he's like, I'm not going to get a 100 in this class. I was like, 100? Oh wait, this is serious. Like, you're not kidding. Like,
as his overall grade,
as his
not
overall
on
grade,
score, the overall grade, 100.
So, and he was so mad because he was trying to make up. He had gotten like a 94 on one assignment of all the assignments so far in the term. And he is like, and then he ended up turning in some homework, and he got like a 91% on this homework. And he's like, I can't even get my grade back up to 100% from this 94. Now it's never going to get back up to 100%, a grade for the class. And he's like, look at this. And he's going through his grades, and it was 100, 100, 100, 100, 94, 100, 100, 100, 191. And I was like, son, it is okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting a fantastic grade. You clearly understand it, but it's like we have to parent to, it is okay to not get 100.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the pressure he's put on himself.
Yeah.
Our expectations are A's and B's. Right?
Yes.
That's his expectation, which is good. I'm glad we have high expectations, but that's still a maturing emotions with him. So, I mean, he'll get there, but that's why we had to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, but that pressure can be debilitating if we don't parent to that right. And that's where it gets hard, because you're like, what's that balance? Like, you want them to strive for the best, but it's okay if they fall short of the mark.
Well, they're all like that, though. We talk about sports all the time on here, but, oh, by the way, they're all in school, and they're all A and B or straight A's kids, right? National Honor Society, A roll, A, B roll, honors classes. I mean, we try not to make this a brag fest. We're proud of our children, just like everybody's proud of their children. Yeah. That's not the side of this that we always choose to talk about here, which we probably should talk about that more often. Yeah. But it is. That's just so much pressure for them to produce results academically, athletically, socially. I mean, there's just so much stress there, and that's part of them. That stress to them feeds out to us, and then it just becomes this stress loop. And I think that's where, even when I was saying earlier, like, All right, everybody. Stress time out.
Stress time out.
I know we have high expectations in the house. I know
Right.
we're strung out. I know we're busy, but we need to take a breath.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Life is good. Let's all have a smile. If you're adding to the stress, stop.
Right. Just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And life will go on.
Exactly.
It'll go on after that 91, and we'll learn. It'll go on after we got knocked out of the state, tournament. It'll go on after a third place.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. Well,
And it'll go on even though you had to go back to work today
It will.
behind somebody driving slow.
yes. Yes. It will.
And I'll be going somewhere else. It'll go on when I go get my plans printed somewhere else.
But not at Staples.
That's what I mean by somewhere else.
Yeah. Just not Staples. Oh my gosh. Oh, all right. Well, we are running long.
Yeah, I know. So much well, that's what happens when we're 3 weeks behind. As we said, we got plenty to talk about.
Plenty to talk about.
So you can either get us for 40 minutes weekly, or you can get us for an hour every 3 weeks.
The math would suggest the hour every 3 weeks is still a better use of your time.
Hey, that's easier for me too, so I'm on board. Choo-choo.
Chew. Pun intended, right? Like,
Chaos train.
that was good. You're so quick-witted.
No. All right. Well, we will be back
When the day is new,
when the week is new,
we'll have more to talk about. Nope.
and so will you.
Yeah.
Not really. It doesn't work.
No, I'm
How
sorry.
did Mr. Rogers say that? He didn't talk to people. Was it his neighbors that came by that he's talking about?
I think so.
Yeah.
In the land of make-believe with, like, the trolley that went.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Mr. Rogers.
I don't, but he's nostalgic.
If we had more Mr. Rogers, maybe there would be, like, less people like the lady at the Staples.
I'll leave you with this. That T-shirt that I took a picture of, someone put it on Instagram. I don't even think it's real. I think it was AI'd, but it was Mr. Rogers, Bob Ross, and the Crocodile Hunter. Like the three best people, just to, give you a chill vibe.
Yep.
Talk about good karma and good juju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to make that t-shirt.
Yeah.
Guessing their faces. We can't.
Crikey. Crikey, that's a beautiful little tree. Happy little tree.
It's a happy tree. Happy tree.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow, neighbors.
I actually loved going to my orthopedic surgeon because they always had Bob Ross in the waiting room
Oh, on the TV?
on the TV.
Funny. Or actually Bob Ross.
Bob Ross was on the TV. I don't think he was sitting in there.
That would be so funny. That's what popped into my head. Bob Ross is just some random orthodontic waiting room.
He has his easel set up and he's like, happy trees. There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Yeah. And nobody can paint as well as him.
No.
Yeah.
The guy is really good.
Yeah. It's like Jackson Pollock's on this one and like a Bob Ross on this one.
Right.
All right.
Shout out to Bob Ross.
Shout out to all three of those guys.
Yep.
My homies, pour a little liquor for those guys.
I can't believe you said that. I'm trying to picture Mr. Rogers or Bob Ross, for that matter, drinking liquor.
I can see I can see Mr. Rogers wearing his Death Row chain. His Death Row record chain.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop hooked him up with.
Oh, yeah, for sure, with his sweater vest or with his sweater cardigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I see it.
Wearing his untied Jordans.
Yeah. Now, I can see Bob Ross smoking a joint. I just can't see him drinking liquor.
Yeah.
I totally see that, man.
I can see all of that. Yeah. I see Bob Ross doing a lot of things.
We might have to unpack that next week because that actually surprised me.
All right. Well, we've extended by another 5 minutes.
Oh, you can tell it's been a long day.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll say adios.
That's not what you say.
No, that's not what I say. I say ciao ciao.
That's what you say. Oh, let's try it again.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll catch you on the next. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Ciao ciao.
No, wait. Let me do it one more time. Let me do it this way. All right. We're going to pour out a little liquor. Peace, my brothers.
Ciao, ciao.
All right. We'll see you.